follow the finger.
Restorations where all turns new. Bikes and cars revived, it's quite a view. With Kaz and Winnie, the restoration team will make these classics fulfill their dream. Watch the shades from rust to shining chrome. It's built a journey, glad you've come along. If our restorations get your motor running, like and subscribe, keep the channel humming.
Hi again, welcome back. Welcome to, I think it's episode 3, isn't it, of this oil leak discovery, and seeing what the state of the engine is, basically. If you haven't joined my channel yet, please do so, and you can see the kind of work that I do restoring stuff that, look at the hoses I've taken off already. It's ridiculous. Here's another one that needs doing, and I don't know if you can see, but there is, I don't know if you can on this, there is, like on the where the bottom of the hole is, if you like, there's like a little channel of sludge in every single pipe. So that's, this bucket is hoses that need to go to the cleaners. Right, today's effort is, I'm scratching around, trying my hardest to get into this area to sort out the wiring loom. Let's see if I can find out any more reason why this is caked in oil. And so I really need to get in here properly. I've found 2 missing bolts and one bolt that's nearly falling out of the gearbox bell housing, which is the part that bolts to the engine, where the clutch is inside that. So yeah, how many more are going to be loose? I've got a sump gasket and plug coming, and I have a radiator coming so far. Oh, and a cam belt and timing, a cam belt and tensioner I've ordered. Now I need to see whether I need a water pump or not. I haven't actually bought a water pump yet because this engine's making no strange noises. But if it's an arsehole to get to, you just as well throw in a water pump whilst you're in there doing bits and pieces, hadn't you? So today's challenge is to literally remove battery and tray, get all this out. I need to remove all this anyway to facilitate the re-entry of the new radiator when it turns up. That bar there, that needs to come out because I need to wire brush that and treat it, undercoat it, rust proof it, and then paint it again. And all this air cleaner nonsense, this big box and all this guff, well, that needs to come out of there so I get to what's underneath it. Do apologise for my stuttering. I have a bit of a going on now. I've got autoimmune and lots of other things going on in the background, and sometimes my brain just stops. I forget what I'm doing, forget what I'm saying, and physically it's not much more fun than that either. So just bear with. If I sort of end up going on the floor, just that's it. It is what it is, isn't it? It's life. It's bloody life, isn't it? Right, let's crack on and get some stuff out of there. Come on, battery and air cleaner, you know you need to go. Okay, there's the airbox over there, sorted out. Battery is out. Incidentally, we've got a nice little window here. Is that a little window? It does go. There you go. See, that's empty, and that's the electrolyte showing you that it's at the correct level. If all you can see is white, then the electrolyte level has dropped in your battery, and it will need either topping up or replacing, depending on whether it's accessible or not. Everything's accessible, isn't it? Should be 6 cells in there, 2 volts each. Top it up with distilled water to the correct level until you see that shining nice green colour, and then you're alright. Right, now to remove the battery, obviously this strap is snapped, hence that orange ratchety thing that was sort of tied around here and clamped on there, sort of thing. So this needs to be renewed or just go. This is a 13mm bolt. The nut is encapsulated underneath, and this just spins. So I need to really get this whole unit out. 2 more 13mm, and that doesn't look very good, does it? Let's see what happens. Oh my god, that come undone. Oh well, bugger me. With a large receptacle. Okay, well there's 2 of them. I guess that one there looks identical, but it's just spinning round. And this piece, I guess this bolt tightens this piece up, and this piece rocks. So when you put your battery in, it sits under these 4 little sort of clamps, if you like, and then this piece sits over the ridge of the bottom of the battery, and then you put it over there, do it up tight, and it clamps the battery in place. But obviously it's not been doing that at all. So I've got one more there. Let's undo that whilst we're here. Let's not. Right, that's that one. Let's take those 3 bolts out of there, and this should technically lift out. Got my tray of bits. Right, okay. Come out of there. A little tiny bit of rust there. I like to inspect what's going on, so that needs to dress in there. Look, a bit of rust. Get the wire brush in there. Get some primer on it. And job's good. Make sure the cables aren't rubbing through anywhere. That feels okay there. Check everything as you go. And I'm surprised to see bolts from this engine mount holding it, well, gearbox mount. Crazy life of Arthur Brown. Look at all this. You've got freaking dinosaurs in there. I don't know. Oh, Winnie, please. Right, okay, well, let's have a little look at this now. This box, I'm going to turn it over here in the woodland, because I don't want to just chuck it on the floor. That would be shit, wouldn't it? Yeah, there's the bottom of that bolt there. What I'm going to do is soak that, and then see if it will undo very gently, or try and do it up first. I'm guessing that that's just spinning round. Okay. Well, that was very close. All I can say is it's a good job the pool wasn't closed. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you're new to my channel, just please subscribe and check out some of my back videos. Well, they're all backward, aren't they, let's be honest. But yeah, you'll soon pick up the gist of how I sort of rotate, roll, operate, one or the other. Let's go and have a look. Now we've got that nasty battery tray and battery out of the way. What are we left with? What is going on under here? What is all that fluid bobbling around in that tray? Looks to me like water and oil. That's not very good, is it? So, yeah, that needs to come out of there. That bit of strap, that needs some lubing, bit of wire brushing, a bit of greasing up, and bolts, bit of squirt. Nothing really overly jumping out at me at the moment. Oh, what's this? Well, that's the wiring for the radiator. As and when. That, why is that looped around and through there? Let me just try and... I need some extra hands. Doodah, doodah. I need some extra hands. Right, this piece of wiring is going right across there. So that's now out the way. I could, I suppose, take that off that pipe, couldn't I? Nah, it's not hurting anybody. I will check all this, so make sure everything's hunkily-dorily. What does that go to? I don't know. Yeah, it went to the airbox. Sort of something like a pre-vacuum thing. What's going on here? Battery. Well, I can't really do much about that terminal, so let's wedge that down by the headlight so it clears the way for us to have a little look at what's going on down here. What a freaking mess. We can see quite clearly now. Here's where that 10mm bolt was missing, and here's where that stud was going through the gearbox housing and into the engine block itself. And that bracket goes on top of there, and then these two little sausages somehow clip on, and I'm guessing it's via these, yeah, these slide onto those metal fingers. I guess that one's the same. No, that's got some sort of weirdness going on it, but it all needs a good clean, does it? I know they're sort of oil proof and that, but so what we got here, we've got a bracket. See, I'm guessing that should be up and in that bracket there, like so. Yeah? Agreed? Flipping heck, what is going on? Yeah, I really need to get some cleaning rags down in there, just sup all this stuff up, get all that stuff out of there. And then these two plugs obviously plug into that grey and black one. But my golly, what an absolute freaking mess. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know. See, we've got a hole here in the end of the gearbox, and it's threaded. There's nothing in there. This is the, what's that? That's the clutch release cylinder, slave cylinder, or yeah, if you like. So that was on, well, it wasn't on there, it was wobbling around all over the place, which would have been moving this around all over the place, which would actually probably infect how the clutch is working. Probably kind of not. There's another little vacuum line there. Well, that's a tiny little one, isn't it? It's literally that. Everything looks nice and clean at the back there where the turbo is. There's a turbo there. So this is the, this is the actuator. That's the actuator, yeah, vacuums, pulls that, the actuator opens up the dump gate on the turbo, I think. Yeah, nothing else looks really untoward down here, nothing's loose. That's what I was kind of looking for, looseness, and any signs of real leakage. But the further back we go, the drier it gets, so I'm quite happy with that. Now this air hose pipe, that sometimes gives way. What we got there? We've got that weird looking pipe there, which goes from the rocker cover down back through there, round to the back of this air pipe. So again, that's all the venting system, isn't it? Jargon. I must make a note of these numbers as well, just for future reference. Yeah, bolts there, bolts there, bolts there, bolts there. I need to get underneath in a bit just to check the bolts there. That bolt's in there, look. That one there, that's coming through the housing. So yeah, to have 3 bolts literally not doing anything on the gearbox housing doesn't fill one with confidence, does it? I will put something else back on there. Because that is shat, isn't it? Oh, look at my hands. Right, I'm just going to pause it there because I don't want to touch my phone again. Right, I've got a few things to do, haven't I? Mainly, clean this shit up. That water in there is where I've squirted my degreaser, isn't it? Of course it is, stupid boy. So I'm going to get a detailing brush in there, more degreaser, squirt, 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 brush, 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 and then towel it all down, and then we'll see what we've got afterwards. Everything else looks pretty okay. But I mean, the oil here is it is freaking caked, and it's all wet and fresh as well. Not fresh, but it's all wet as well. So a lot of oil's been seeping out at a slow to moderate rate, by the look of it. So it could well have been, where are we? The hose that went onto that catch can, which was my first suspicion, because it was on really pissed, and the clip wasn't actually clipping the rubber, was it? Okay. Yeah, really need to get in there with some gunky shit, don't I? Oh, one more thing I was just going to check was this hose, which which goes around there looks awfully similar to, oh god, I'm gonna get plastered again, aren't I? I've got a new hose, haven't I? Come on, you lot. Out you get. Where are you? Where are you? It's that one with that bit of protection on it. Ah, there it is. Now, is that hose? Let's have a look. That will go like that around there. No, it isn't. It's completely the other way. So if that went that way, no, it is not that one. I'm just trying to find where that goes because it says, well, that wouldn't go there anyway because it says it's a heater pipe. Don't know. I'm gonna have to get right in there. Okay, all right, guys, we'll leave it there for a bit. Progress is being made, bringing out the big guns. Got the degreaser, which is really a load of crap. I thought I had a can of gunk in the shed somewhere, but the shed again looks like someone's been in there and had a fit, namely me, which probably hasn't happened. But anyway, yeah, and we got the brew, so that's just calmed everything down. I've given the grill, the fan housings a darn good scrubber dub brush and a fine detail brush. Cleaned all that. I've pretty much gotten rid of all the evidence of that horrible, nasty pop, whether it be the side of the radiator, which I don't know. The thing they put in the water's probably fixed it, hasn't it? But it could have been a hose pipe, it could have been a pipe burst and it split. Anyway, so that's all done. We're really getting into the groovy bits now. Look, I've managed to literally unplug lots of things. I've now got to change my water because it is the sunny side of black. So I need to get that all clean again because I'm really just moving the dirt around. I am not cleaning anything, but I need to I don't know where this one goes to. I might have to just get my arse. No, I can't. It's too mucky down there. Just to get the whole freaking lot out of the way. That's now out of the way. See, look at the oil in there, and that's not me. How on earth, you know? Never mind. We'll get there. But yeah, it's pretty chuffing mucky. But oh. Thundering again. Look how the rocker covers come up. Would you add them that? It's good, isn't it? Right, I need to crack on. Follow the finger. What is that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? More than likely. Right, this is about where I'm at. Right now, at this moment in time, I'm pretty much cleaned where I need to clean pretty much, and I have degreased quite a lot. I can't find, apart from going out and buying some gunk, but it's pretty tricky on a Sunday afternoon, isn't it really? So I think now we have these plugs cleaned up and there's the other half of them down there. I think I need to really wind this stud back in on that back corner there of that block, wind it in, which holds the gearbox housing onto the block. Take this nut off. I think we need to wind that right in there. Because this bracket, like I said before, goes that way orientated. That little gap there at the bottom of this bracket you're looking at, that fits on that strengthening post, if you like, casting on the gearbox itself. So that's how I knew it went up that way. Now I need to, what I want to do is just work out how these actually clip on, how the plugs clip onto this, because it's a real pain in the backside. What I'm going to do first of all actually is give it a bit of a squirt with that, just to clean, because there's quite a lot of oily residue in these little tiny little blooming troughs in the casing, mouldings of the casing there. I'm gonna get that done so I can literally, and then that's pretty much most of the grease, oil, beg your pardon, out of the way. Okay, and then it's get this bracket sorted out. I mean, there's a plug here. I could even just, yeah, hang on a sec, I'm recording, darling. Righto, I have just wound in that bolt. What is that, 17? Yeah, 17mm head, M10. Nice washer on the back of it, because originally, well, there was nothing in there, was there, originally? And this one I've decided to, instead of just putting the bracket on upside, the right way around, like that way, so I can't see the nut, I've put a nut on first with a washer. Then I can then put that on afterwards, and then clip on the wiring, hopefully. All right, let's crack on and do that. Right, well, that bracket's gone in there really nicely. It's not fouling this hydraulic pipe. That's nice and firm now. It's really nice to see that on there, nice and tight. What's that wiggly wiggly? What was that? I don't wiggle that too much. The blooming weld might be broken there. Anyway, let's put these on. How do they go on then? Well, looking at that, that's the entry point. So if I try and ooh, that's a nice resounding clunk. And this one then must go. Missed. Ooh, it's another nice resounding clunk, isn't it? Okay, we've got this one here. Let's give that a quick squirt of contact cleaner. Should get rid of any moisture, oil, debris, you name it. Should get rid of it. Okay, I'm happy with that. Where's the other end of it? Oh, there it is. Let's give that a squirt too. Squirt. Okay, that looks good. Let's give it a bit of a dab with the rag. That's better. Right then, let's connect that in. I'm guessing it goes. What am I doing? Sorry if I've not been focusing on the job in hand. Is that in there? Didn't do any clicky clicky. So where does that go then? That clips onto something, but I can't see anything else on that bracket unless something snapped off from there and it used to go there. I don't know. Anyway, let's get these two plugs. Is there a black? Yeah, there's a black one there. Let's just give these a bit of a no nails. Give them a bit of a dippy dabbler. Just let that fluid, I mean, it will evaporate because it's basically flipping, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Begins with S. No, it's not steroids, stupid. Right, that's in. And that's in. See that? Thank goodness. That's all gone back together. That is how that should have looked. Not the flipping abomination that we all saw when I took that apart. Where does this one go? I don't know, but I know that that needs to go down there a little bit. And that bit clips on the end there. I might, once this is all dry tomorrow, no point in me trying to dry it off now because it's greasy, oily, wet, you know, all that kind of stuff. The tape won't stick, so I'm going to give it a day or, you know, a day, let that dry out. There's some more little puddles in this in these recesses. I have managed to, again, what I'm going to do now is just leave this rag with the tail sort of draped in the holes, and that should absorb all that stuff up tonight via osmosis. Oh, I say. So this goes somewhere else. I know where it goes. Do I? No, I don't. Right, I am killing myself here. Oh, I can hardly stand up straight. Right, I'm going to clear away, go and get myself some well-earned tea today, and call that a day, because I am chuffing knackered. And see you again in a second. Just before I go, top tip: when you put your glow plugs in, you will have four new nuts supplied. What I do is I use the old nuts back on after the new nuts have gone on, just to double locky flicky spinny. Right.
Oh dear, I seem to have fallen over under the van. Oh, you know me, look at my flipping moat, it's getting fuller. Okay, this panel needs to come off, doesn't it? I need to treat this overnight so it's ready for tomorrow, although the radiator's not going to be here. So I've undone the bolt. That end is an M8 thread with a 10mm head, if you've ever heard of such a thing. Anyway, I've undone Uno bolt, and I've got Duzo bolt over here, look, and it's seized. Obviously this bolt up here is encapsulated inside the chassis leg, or the chassis leg. It's a chassis. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, we all know what that is, guys, don't we? Exposed. No, it's fog light, isn't it? It's fog light wiring, because we're right here in the bumper where there's no hole for a fog light. What a berg. I'm going to check that later on the switch that doesn't have a fog light switch on. Anyway, so the back of this bolt here, this M10, this M8 with a 10mm head, it's open, the thread at the back here is open to all the elements and the sort, and it's right in the path of that. So I hope nobody runs my feet over it. I'm laying down, which I probably shouldn't be doing. So yeah, I've been getting a squirt, and I've gone sort of forward a bit and back a bit and forward a bit, and I've got literally a quarter of an inch of movement. Let's have a go again. Right, undo it. Nope, that's solid. Let's try and do it up a bit. That's how much play I've got. And undo it. Nope. I don't want to go any further than that, because it will shear off. Shearer. Oh dear. It looks to me like my toes are going to get a little wet in a minute. Yeah. Right, I'm going to give that another dousing from above, and see if I can't. Go on, son. No, that is tight. That is proper tight. Even my feeble little arms now know that that's tight. Can I get above? No, I can't. I can come in from. Oh, I can come in from up in the bonnet and down left. I can come in from that way and squirt. I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. Okay. Right, leave it with moi. Sorry about the shit camera work. But it is me, isn't it? Okay. This is number 2 bolt. Number 1 was there. This one was seized because the other end of the bolt, the back end of it, is exposed. Undone that side, look. Way. And I need to get this off so I can treat it overnight. And I've been squirting and squirting and squirting and going back and forth. And now it's managing to undo nicely, catchy monkey. Now the reason I've just gone over what I've just done again is because I don't know if the earlier clip of this was any good, because there was freaking music in the background, and you can't have that on YouTube because they will just tell you off. Oh, okay. Right, cool. So there we have the bracket off. Now I'm going to replace these bolts up in the holes so they don't get lost. There we go. In time. Yeah, incidentally, that is a disused fog light. So there's nothing really stopping me, is there? Putting some DRLs in the front of this, because I think these bumper hasn't got. No, there's no moulding for fog lights to go in. It looks to me like I'm going to get very wet indeed in a minute. I need to pack up and get the heck out of here. No, I need to get that peg out. Is that one of those where you push the centre in? I don't know. I'm asking. Or is it one of those you just get hold of and use your ultimate bat power to... Oh shit. I'm straining too hard, boys. I'm straining too hard. I need 2 hands on this. And a cork. No, I just haven't got any power like I used to have. Okay, well, leave it with me, and I'll catch you in a wee while.
Right, another day, another $0.50, shilling, 6pence, 3pence. Anyway, let's take a closer look at this bar. Let's start at the good end. This is the end where I had the stuck bolt, and I had to, I think it was that one there, wasn't it? I had to work it backwards and forwards to drop this whole thing down. And we've got a stud in here. It's threaded on that side. No idea why. It was serving no purpose. Right, let's move along. Constructed of 3 pieces. End piece, and this piece is one piece welded onto that piece. Kids are murdering each other over the park, as you can hear. Okay, so the 2 brackets don't seem to be too bad. It's this main bracket that is pretty much really needing some work, isn't it? And when I got to this end, I thought, hang on a minute, we've got 2 bolts holding this to the chassis leg, and this end we only have 1 bolt holding it to the chassis leg. And look at the state of this. What the hell is going on there? And that is all bent out of shape, and I've had to actually straighten this up. This was down there, I think. So yeah, I've got a little bit of metal work to do there, haven't I? That piece has been torn out, so I'm guessing that there was a bolt in the original. I might actually get under the van and see if that bolt is still in the threaded hole. I don't know. So it might have hit something low and it caused this to go that way, which caused the radiator to fall out, burst, and then they put a second-hand one in there with only 1 fan on it. The story just doesn't work, does it? Whichever way you look at it, It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, forget that, kids. That's all history. So I need to do some work here to bend this rather horrible mullered bracket back into a straight formation. You can sort of see that twisty, bendy, dentedy bit there. So you've seen the bottom. Let's have a look at the top. Okay, it's a little bit. There's nothing we can't handle, guys, is it? Nothing. That needs just needs a good wire brush, doesn't it? And then a good few coats of some good old primer, which I have much of, and the wire brush. So I'm going to give that a doofy now. I'm also going to pressure test that in a little while. There's no point in throwing away a good radiator, is there? Is the bottom line. Oh, I see. So we've got peg. Follow the finger. Peg. No peg. And yes, that is the damaged end that sits here. So that having a smack correlates with the damage of the radiator. So this is probably the original radiator, isn't it? But the front of the van isn't bent. Oh. Let's go and have a look. There's a lot going on today. There's motorbikes screaming. I did notice one piece was missing on the van. Oh, and that is this finishing plinth that goes around here. And also, we have damage here, look, to this bumper. So something was hit rather fast and hard here, which took out that bracket, which took out the radiator. Okay, well that makes things a little bit clearer. Right, we've got something to go on there. Okay. Right, okay. But I'm still going to pressure test that rad, although there's a pin missing. Not really usable, is it? And I've got a new one coming. So, right, onwards and upwards with this, getting this back to some sort of serviceable condition. Trying to do something with that. Luckily, I have a pattern. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, remember that one. And that's what it looks like now. Okay, see if I can get that looking like that. I just don't have the energy, the power that I used to have on Zapped. But with the use of 3 tools, Baby Toffee, which I actually repaired. Did I make that into a video? I don't know. Anyway, that was snapped off, hadn't it? So I managed to get that shank out of there, clear that all out, and I managed to cut and sand around that piece of, what is this, ash? It doesn't say what ingredients it is. And tap that down onto there rather tightly and then drive that in like that. So I use that basically for the very gentle stuff. And when I got it to somewhere about right, I'll then beat the shit out of it with this. Another good reason to have a really good solid mount for your vise. Now, although my worktop is really messy, I managed to just jiggle it around. Let me go and get it. And you'll see what I mean. I really managed to get that and bang it, tap it, and all the rest of it. So let's have a look at the good end before we get too carried away. Okay, there's the good end. All right. To me, to you. Okay, now let's have a flickaroo. I haven't got the power. That was the first tool I used to basically straighten out what I've got. So there we are. And if we follow it along now, it is rather straight-ish. And as we get to this end, yeah, look at that. I wish I'd have filmed it all now, because you're going to be saying, it's nice, it's different
If you think no, you just nibble, crimp, nibble, crimp, nibble, crimp, nibble, and in the end, it came that big peak and that torn piece. Look, it's still there, but I've just hammered it flat. That piece was on the vise after I'd done all the edges and got this. This was the hardest part, forming that, the same sort of angle and spacing as that, because you remember it was proper out there, wasn't it? So yeah, and that's come on really well as well there. So I'm looking down the line. It's not far away, is it? Looking at the one at the other end, and then this edge here, and then this side. I think I've done rather well. So I have rescued that now. I have wire brushed it a bit, but it's not looking brilliant, is it? I need to what it is, I need to degrease it, because this is all like oil, isn't it? And you can't put anything on anything with oil on it. You've got to get rid of the oil first, otherwise it just won't stick, it won't work, and all the rest of it. So this all needs a degrease, which I will do right now. I am so happy with that result. Right, let's crack on. Superb. The sun has actually come out. Now for stuff like this, I normally use this kind of stuff from Lidl's. Metal paint with rust protection. Black, or they do black or grey. I think they do white as well. Glossy effects. It's pretty good. You just got to basically make sure that your thing you're painting is clean. You haven't got to sand off all the rust and like that. You just prep it, clean it, good soapy wash, and there you go. This is all nice and dry. It's been in the sun for about half an hour. All the loose is off of it. Oh, it's thundering again, and it's fucking sunny, you dickhead. Right, so let's get shaking and breaking and making. Used before, look. Give it a good shake. It's going to be a two-handed jobby, because I don't want to get it all over our fence there. Right, let's see what it turns out like. Okay, well, there's coat one. It's not too bad, is it? Looks all right. And I love the fact that I've put these plastic conduits in with these spinny, trinny, flicky hooks in, because they're just a brilliant way for you to hang anything up to dry or whatever purpose. So yeah, he's looking all right, baby. Okay, back under the car, armed with my 13mm cheap as chips throw away after you finished it work zone. Lidl's combination spanner, open end spanner, we like to call it here in the UK, or a crescent in the US of A, and a ring. So I need to get under here, which is quite difficult because I'm a fat knacker, and find the bolt. And it's not easy when the vehicle is on the floor. But I'm not too worried about that, because this sump is all coming off. All these, I think they're M8s. There's a couple of M10s that just there with a bit of stud sticking down. So I need to whip that off as well once the oil's drained out of it. It's starting to look a little bit cleaner under here. I mean, everything was like that. Everything. It's just so much of it, isn't there? Right. Yeah, I mean, the front legs, the chassis leg is fine. It's not damaged or bent or anything like that. Oh, there's one of my hornies. Right, let's crack on and get this flipping oil drained out of here. Right, so there she goes. She's having a nice wee into the bowl. There is just 5.6 litres coming out there. Well, probably 5.5 and a little bit staying in there. Now, if you Google or look up what is the toughest oil filter to change on a van in the UK, the 1.8 TDCI Ford Transit Connect is number one. it's right at the back of the engine, right up just under the turbo to the driver's side a bit. And when you got the car up on a ramp, you can just about see it with a torch. You can see about an inch of the end of it. You can touch it with your hands and the oil filter, and you can just about get a grip of it and the oil filter. Give it a twist. Don't recommend doing that, lads. Right, okay, so the tutorial, I've just had to do a tutorial because I couldn't find the oil filter. I had to YouTube it, and I've watched 2 videos, and both the guys have used a wrench, metal wrench, to A, get it off, and B, get the thing back tight again. But the thought of using a metal wrench just sends shivers down. But you cannot access it from above, even with the battery box out and the air cleaner box out and all this plumbing unplumbed and electrics out of the way. Still can't see it. So yeah, cheers Ford. Yeah, you're top of my Christmas card list for defo. Right, yeah, and like I say, if your van has a leak, or car, if it's leaking oil specifically, yeah, just drain the oil out and it won't leak then, will it? Simples. Don't do that, it was just a joke. All right, do that, you do it under your own flipping steam. Yeah, wonder if there's anybody out there that will actually do that. Yeah, of course there is. Don't. It was just a piece of sick advice. But that's what it's all about, having a bit of a giggle, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, it's definitely missing some sort of underpinning garment-y thing here, look, because we've got bolts and we've got clips waiting to receive something, and 2 holes there, look. So there was something, oh yeah, and little clip marks, I said clip marks on there, front lower scully bit, look. So yeah, there is something that's missing here. So that's what's happened, isn't it? It's had a clonk. It's probably run over some people and that, and dented all that stuff underneath. But there we are. It's nearly there. And that's what 5.5 litres of oil looks like. Right, I'm going to finish it off there because I'm absolutely crackered. Right, we will see you guys next time, and hopefully the radiator will be here, the sump will be here, the cam belt kit will be here, and all the other little bits will be here that I've ordered to get this van up to scratch. Right, see you later. Thanks for watching and commenting, and take care all. Hey kids, do you want to get rid of all these nasty horrible marks and stuff on the underside of your bonnet, or anywhere else for that matter? Yeah, you do? Well, you need some of this stuff. Barkeeper's Friend Power Cream, super duper. Just put a little on one of these miracle sponges and have a rub. No magic involved, no really hard scraping, no really hard rubbing. It's just doing its thing. It's the only thing I've found that gets rid of these marks. They seem to be stains more than marks. Look at that, can't go wrong.